Hey Robert,
Matt,
Matt
how
from
are you?
AP. I'll start. Daniel Tupou and Boyd Cordner, obviously a couple of big losses for this weekend.
Yeah, Toops had a syndesmosis repair, so recovering from that. And Boyd, well past the test, but it's right to give him a rest, even though Boyd doesn't think so.
How long are we looking at for Tupes? And I mean, like he's obviously he's probably in about career best form, right? It's a massive blow for him individually.
Yeah, it's 8 weeks. It's around about that time. That's how long it'll be. So he was able to get him very quickly, and then the recovery, and then the rehab will start.
Just his form, Robert.
Yeah, amazing player, incredible, consistent player over the time that I've been here, and he's just an amazing, loved by his sort of teammates. So we've got he's just been an amazing Rooster for a long period of time. So obviously he needs that 8 weeks, and we'll get some of the other guys in.
Just on Boyd, Robert. So
Yep.
down here, mate, you can see. So he would have been right with the concussion, but was it wear and tear, or because Boyd was speaking at the start of the season, like because it was a shortened season, he was like, no, I won't be sitting out any games at the moment. I'm good to go, and yeah, he was very keen to play the entire way through.
Well, he just treats himself with disdain most of the time when he plays. So there's only one gear for Boyd. So sometimes we have to make a decision to pull back on that. You know, there's a couple of big weeks in a row, and then get the recovery his body needs to go as hard as he wants to go.
It is just a week's rest, you're thinking?
Yeah, definitely. You know, he's taken it as Boyd has, and he'll be ready to go next week.
And mate, sorry, Jake, if I get one more in. And mate, you've spoken a lot about your squad depth over the last couple of years and how important it is. Is this one of the bigger tests, given you have had some an intense month, and you're down to just Jake Friend in the hooking role? Yeah, how does this rank in terms of situations you've gone through?
Yeah, compared to other times, I'm not sure. You know, we probably played with our full squad, our full team, probably twice last year, and that's why you have belief, and that's why you train in a certain way to have everybody available. So it's just you get excited by guys coming in and playing their first game or getting a run of games. So it builds healthy competition.
Is it a concern, Robert? It's Jake here, sorry mate. Is it a concern with two guys already on with ACLs, so 2 season enders, then does it get more difficult now to manage things if other guys go down towards the back end of the season?
No, that's where opportunity comes. You know, I take no one knew Sam Verrills last year, and I had the same questions last year. Opportunities get created, and then Sam comes through. So you know, there's always this creates opportunity. The depth of a squad's really important, and that's why teams play between sort of 28 and 32 players in a season.
Can I just ask about the Cowboys, Robbo? Your thoughts on them? They've kind of been fantastic one week, and then probably a real letdown the next. What have you seen from them?
Yeah, so I've seen their different styles of play. They've obviously trying to get some consistency in their playing positions. So looked at the way they've played over the last month, understand what we need to do to defend the things that they want to throw at us, and then we've sort of looked at some opportunities for us to attack them. So we're looking forward to travelling up there and playing. It's been a couple of years.
And as an opposition coach, but Valentine Holmes, a lot of debate about whether he's fullback, winger. Are you more I guess, happy to have him on the wing, or is him as a fullback scare you more?
Yeah, Jake, no, I found out last night like everybody else, and then you look at, obviously we've looked at the last few weeks of fullback and then obviously his wing play, so there's no emotion that you attach to any of that. You just go back and review some film on how they've played in those different positions and defend it. That's as much energy as we give it.
Trent, you say how the long-term injuries do give those opportunities to players to come in and sort of put their name forward. You've named Lockie Lamb this weekend on the bench. What do you sort of see him having in terms of an impact?
He's a footy player, so it's great to give him an opportunity. He's been sitting next to me in the box for 6 weeks, so I'm sure that's not where he wanted to be sitting for that period of time. So it's good to get him out on the field. He's been one of our best trainers over the last 3 months. 2 months, 3 months. So I'm really looking forward to getting him out there in a multitude of positions.
Is that deliberate, Robbo? Do you intentionally bring some players into the box with you when they're not playing?
Yeah, with the way that there's we've got our small group now that are allowed to games, and our players. Part of them knowing, especially in a key position like Lockie plays, his understanding and how he sees the game can develop him as well. But he's also there to add. He knows our system as well as I do, so it's about him adding information during that time, and he's been invaluable. He's been great.
And just on another topic, if I can, we've now had 6 weeks. I think 6 weeks all up at the 6 again rule, and we've got. You get some data, you get some analysis of what goes on. Do you prepare differently for individual referees in terms of how many 6 agains they blow, and obviously that impacts on the speed of the game, right? So does that impact your preparation for the week?
No, Matt, we don't differ based on referees. We really want to dictate the way that we play, and I'm sure referees obviously have different games. So. We're also in early stages of the 6 again, where it started the first couple of weeks. It started to shift and change as well. So what you try and do is play your style. Play how do you want to play with the rule, and in attack and defence, this is what we want to do, and then others can adapt to you. So there's nothing about the rule that we want to sort of shift and change, but people are adapting more, and we've seen that through the stats as well.
When you say adapt, is that you guys adapting, or with the officials adapting? Or?
No, us. I'm talking about teams. I'm not talking about officials. I'm talking about teams are starting to sort of, after every game, you go, oh, look, we would have liked to have done this here, or we should have done that there, or continue to do that in those. And I think we've seen some awareness and and there was quite simplified stats on 6 again in the first couple of weeks, and teams are starting to be more aware. It was the same as the 20-metre restart. I think we saw that in the first year. People adapted more in the second and third year to those 7 tackles.
Trent, Kyle had probably his biggest moment in Roosters colours in that win last week with that sideline conversion. How big are moments like that, would you say, for a player like Kyle in terms of their development and maturity as a player?
Yeah, really, really important. So you have to you try and train for big moments as much as possible, whether that's increased pressure at training, visualisation, all of that type of stuff. But you can't beat those moments. In that moment, there's not time to think. All he had to do was act. And what he did was he walked towards the ball, he picked up the ball and said, I'm going to take this goal. So that was the first step, and then to nail the goal, that's incredible training for big moments. So that was really pleasing.
Do you think he sort of came to the club with that confidence, or is that something he's developed being around players like Cordner, Keary, Friend, Tedesco? Yeah,
I think it's a bit of both. I think definitely we recruited him for that. We knew he was a high-quality goal kicker. And then I'd like to think that the influences around him have helped develop that as well.
Is that one of the bravest plays you've seen from a young player in your time in the game, Trent?
Yeah, it shows the desire to act when the time comes. You know, the whole fight, flight or freeze type attitude, it was fight. There wasn't, you know, as I said, you don't have time to think, and he went, okay, I'm going to take this. And that's what you want from all your players, and especially at goal kicking at that crucial time, you want it from your kicker.
Just on that, Robbo, so in commentary, I know like there was debate, you know, guys like Phil Gould and Joey Johns going, oh, do you take the shot given it is difficult, or do you run the gauntlet and try and score a try? What were you thinking up in the box at that moment?
I was thinking about Kyle, because your kicker decides. You don't get a call from a coaching box to decide if you're going to kick the goal or not. Your kicker makes that call. So when it's a young half, it's his call, and then you see him walking towards the ball, really clear, getting ready for the kick. That's the right call. So yeah, you don't, you know, average teams, you get calls from coaches' boxes.
And mate, just again around, like I said, intense month with like the Parry game and the Melbourne game, injuries out of the Dragons one. Have you, maybe backed off isn't the right word, but have you reduced some training loads around that, given, yeah, you have had three big weeks in a row?
Look, you're constantly adapting on the run, but you also plan, you don't plan for average games. So our planning hasn't changed through this whole period, and it won't. We're very clear about what our season looks like. And then you adapt individually and with different players or groups of players slightly off that. And that's what we've done. But we also expect to play at an intensity each week.
Case in point is the fact that Boyd's sitting out this week, even when he obviously, like, Boyd never wants to sit out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that, I mean, obviously there were 2 big weeks in a row. You know, a head cut the week before and a concussion on that week. So that's where you've got to adapt in the short term.